Welcome back for more Elden Ring, ladies and gents. Hope you're doing well. My name is Louis, aka Manyouaman here. So today, more Elden Ring, more preparation for Godrick, because you know he is the god and he is a Drake. No, I'm joking. He's not a god. He is a Lord of the Grafted. So he like punishing and torturing the Tarnished. So in this episode, we're gonna get better. We're gonna kill more bosses and explore. Just general exploration episode. Not too many bosses actually in this episode, but it just going around Limgrave, the south of Limgrave, checking out that Monroe castle. But you know, everything kind of derailed when I opened that box that you guys just saw, and we are in Sellia Crystal Tunnel. So yeah, I got brought into here. I had no idea what I was doing, and of course this is post commentary after the game, and as my video keep turning out to be okay, you know, I'm happy to do these post commentary. You know, I was stunned there because I did use the beastal sling. Not a very good incarnation at all, or maybe it's like a trick incarnation that I have to use it effectively with hand-to-hand combat. But yeah, I mean, anyways, Sellia Crystal Tunnel. So this is one of the mining cave in the game. There are loads of these scattered around the game, and what they do is they give you some really good valuable items at the end if you beat the boss. But also surrounding all these mines and caves, they will have upgrade stones, so smithing stone. So this cave that I'm actually in is actually quite high level. It's not because my katana is doing 21 damage, but these guys are rocks people. So they're the miners, and their body is like rocks. You know, they are really into their job that they turn into a rock. So my slashing weapon, my katana, basically is not going to do too much damage. But more importantly, you know, it is still one of my best weapon, but it's just not gonna do a lot of damage to these guys, and these guys can hit you really hard. And as I was trying to be sneaky, you can see one of those kind of I don't know what they call, but I'm gonna call them grave warden or a warden or some kind, you know, that's been controlling the miners. They have a really bullshit attack of just spreading out, and they hit you with that projectile attack. And the projectile attack is bullshit. It stuns you so much. So you can see on the right there, you can see the smithing stone hiding away on the right. So each mining cave will give you different level, and as soon as I saw this, Smithing Stone 5, I know this level, this cave, is really, really hard. I just knew it. But I thought, I'm doing alright. Let's chill around for a little bit. And also got this Ruin Arc. So this will increase the maximum HP. Have I used it yet? Of course I haven't used it yet. I'm about 40-50 hours into the game, and I have not used one of them. Maybe I should, like I said in the last episode, I really should start using all these consumables to help me in game, to help me fight. I'm trying to kind of diverse my gameplay and use these consumables to help me. Because otherwise they're just going to be in my pocket. I'm going to pick up loads of them. They're going to accumulate to about 100 of them, and I'll never use them. So yeah, so that projectile attack is so bullshit, man. It's so bullshit. So bullshit that it killed me, man. Because I wasn't I just when it hit me, I was stunned. I was stunned. I was shook. They're not too bad when you go hand-to-hand combat, but you know, they got a spear. They can do that bullshit projectile attack. Yeah, so let's just say they've bested me a few times, and even these little rock guys having a go. So knowing that this place is jolly difficult and I am not prepared to fight this place, I just decided, where the hell am I? I'm in an area that I never explored before because I haven't got any maps. I'm just gonna leg it. I'm just gonna leg it, and I'm just gonna run out of here because I just know this is not the place for me. This is not the place for me just yet. You know, I spent about, obviously I cut a few bits. I spent about a good 30-40 minutes in this cave trying to beat these guys, but I only got 5 flasks. They only +1. My weapon do basically no damage towards the rock miners, and they don't do too much damage with the warden either. So I just like, let's just run out here. Got the grace, touched the grace, and I'm in this place again, Khalid. So this place, Khalid, Apex Legends just updated, and we are going to explore this brand new place just right next to Limgrave. So Limgrave is all green, is all nice, is all touching. You know, we've been to Khalid before in the last episode, when I stumbled upon the beast clergyman, and this episode we are deep into it. You know, last episode we kind of touched upon the outside. We were in the beastal sanctum, but now we are deep into the swamp of Khalid. So yeah, so this is definitely not a starter area, definitely kind of a mid-game area, but this is a very difficult area. You still can get success of killing enemies, but even this dude they're having a go at me. Look at that. Bloody hell. And I wasn't able to kill him quickly, but I done it. Yeah, it basically regenerate your flasks. So we're seeing more of these enemies that I never spot before, that I never seen before. And yeah, we are in Khalid, just exploring. Even killing these dudes has taken me a while. It's all about just, Elden Ring is very unforgiving, right? It's very unforgiving, but all you have to do is just chill out and explore. You have a horse, so if anything that you can't deal with, just run out that area, but at least you can see kind of what's in that area, what's up with that kind of thing. So coming out right back of that cul-de-sac, I would say, really. So the swamp of Aronia. Yeah, so this is a swamp, and this is also when I realized that my steed Torrent doesn't get poisoned or get rotted. So this is a rotted swamp, so it's different to poison. Poison will very slowly take away your health, but rot will take away your health a lot quicker. So it's like toxic in Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2. So there's poison and there's toxic, so it's a little bit different. So this is what it is, a sea of red, and yeah, the aesthetic is so different. Like I know I said it yesterday, not yesterday, I said it the last episode about how Khalid aesthetic is like more death, more grim, definitely more red if you see it in here, and it stayed true to that aesthetic. And this is a neighboring region of Limgrave, and I just love how the aesthetic change. When you go from that border to Limgrave, from Limgrave to Khalid, it just changes to red, to miserable, to red sky, and it just looks so good. Feels so empowering as well to come into here where you can just sense death and you just want to challenge yourself with death.
Welcome.
So as of any places, you go to a new place, you're gonna find a new merchant, and this merchant actually got fire arrow that I pretty like, and they also got little bits of poison stuff, but once again I got my poison arrow, but I don't need any other consumables, so he wasn't really that useful apart from the fire arrow. But the bow and arrow is good, but the thing is, the elemental arrows, they do less heavy damage, they do less impact damage, they do more in elemental damage, but at the end it's always going to be worse than the standard arrows. That's how I see it. That's how I experienced it. So yeah, so just walking around Khalid, experiencing everywhere. I managed to find a where the map is, so that's why you can see my waypoint 1. So yeah, I marked down where I needed to go for one of the maps. So that's the first thing I wanted to do, is to make sure that I get the map for the area so I know where I'm running to and what I'm running to. So these are the finger reader crow. I'm pretty sure that's the first time that I see the lady. So you can show her the hands and it will read your finger and basically give you pointers. Obviously very cryptic, as of anything in Elden Ring or Dark Souls or Bloodborne or Sekiro. Everything is very, very it's like a puzzle that you need to figure it out yourself. But yeah, it does give you pointers of where to go. So I think this one is telling me to go to the castle, you know, the festival, near the festival, near the Scarlet Rot. Basically tell me to go to the castle very close by. So again, when you get to the new area, you want to test your character. Not only to test your skill, but you want to see, like, is your character OP in this area, or is your character a little bit pushing it? Like, I have to push it a little bit shaky, or is your character just no match at all? So I thought this is a good opponent to see, like, how much damage I deal with. I deal to this crow-looking bird. It reminds me of the crow enemy in Dark Souls 2, actually. I also recently just bought Dark Souls 2 on my PC, so I'm gonna get back onto that. So I now have Dark Souls, not the remastered one, the original Dark Souls. I have Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3 on my PC. So I got the whole Dark Souls trilogy on my PC, which I'm really happy with. I might eventually get Sekiro on the PC as well, but I'm happy with Sekiro on my PlayStation 5 because it did get an upgrade to 1800p dynamic and 60 frames per second, so I'm quite happy with that. It's just Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 when you go back to it, and also the remaster, it's only like 1080p and stuff like that, so I want to potentially up the performance of the game, the resolution, to have a better playing experience. And I did like the Dark Souls 2 as well. It's obviously one of the weakest in the series, but I really did like that. And I think I played more and completed more of Dark Souls 2 than I did with the original Dark Souls. You know, the original Dark Souls got me into the game, but I didn't really repeat it that much. So, going back to my point earlier, you know, the crow that I defeated, that gave me 1,700 souls or runes, and that is another very good gauge to see how difficult the enemy is, number one. Number two, how difficult the area is. And number three, whether or not it's going to be a stock enemy that gives you constant 1,000 runes. But if it's going to take me 2 or 3 flasks to kill that enemy, stock enemy, common enemy, it just means that, okay, yeah, I might not, might not be my place to come to. So ruins is a good way to indicate how hard the enemies are, because I think in the original Dark Souls it's always good to well, all the original Dark Souls games is progressive. You progressively go to that area, go to this area, go to that area, so you progressively getting better anyway, so then the enemy will progressively get better. So because Elden Ring is more exploration, it's more going to different places, you kind of just go to one place and then test it out, the enemy, and you know, your skills, your weapon, your item, how much runes they give you. You kind of test it out, and then you ended up being, you know, escaping or coming back to that place. So that's the beauty of Elden Ring, and I think that's why everyone is so immersed into Elden Ring, is because it gives you choice. It gives you a lot of choice. So this is my second or third map pieces of Khalid. So you can see that now I pretty much have discovered all the maps for Khalid, and I can explore it around. You know, I'm seeing more of those bird enemies. I'm just like, mate, they're way too hard. And one thing I do appreciate about this game is also the draw distance. Like you can stand on top of a cliff, stand on top of some mountain, you can see it. Look at that. Look at what I'm panning out right now. The castle, and then there's a tower. It just gives you so much point of interest. It's like luring you to go there. But I know I'm a little bit under level here. I just got forced into here, you know. I was exploring Limgrave, and then all of a sudden I got here. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna explore Khalid a little bit, grab their maps and see what's up. You know, this is the first time, so this is so important to record all my like first time experience of this game, because this is my first time playing Elden Ring. Next time when I play it, I'll remember what's going on. Even if I leave it for 5-6 years, I'll still have memories of the game. I still be like, oh, I don't remember this. Oh, actually I do. That kind of thing. So first time experience, first playthrough of Elden Ring. This is fresh, man. I remember like when I got to Khalid and all these enemies, I was like, damn, they're difficult. So after running around Khalid, getting all the maps, I decided to go back to south of Limgrave and explore a little bit more. And while exploring near the Erg Tree, the minor Erg Tree, I start hearing someone singing. I'm just like, oh, it must be an NPC. You know, the NPC is singing. Like, where is he or where is she? So just that, beautiful. I'm just like, but I don't spot any NPC. I spot a lot of these crow. I'm just like, okay, let me just defeat them then. I didn't realize it at first because I was, you know, in a fight. But I'm just like, oh shit, the singing stopped. And then I realized that, oh, it's one of them, the bat lady that was singing. I was just like, whoa. So yeah, so from struggling to kill, that was a very good sonic attack. So struggling to kill anyone in Khalid to, you know, slashing on the horseback, one hit and kill one of those bat enemy. It is a big difficulty change. So, you know, I'm confident, even though this is a new enemy. I'm just like, okay, I'm confident that I can kill it. But I'm just, first of all, I don't know what the moveset is, and it poisoned me. So I just thought, okay, my bow was having a little bit of a success, so why don't I continue using my bow? You know, she doesn't have that long of a health bar, not very good at defense. Save me trying to swing my katana around, because there's no like up attack that you can swing up. Yeah, so it's going back to Limgrave, going back to just being absolutely dandy with the level, and I know I can dominate these guys. I know I can play well with these guys, you know, poisoning the knight. The knight is probably one of the hardest enemy in Limgrave at the moment, as a common enemy, as a spawn enemy. So yeah, so that's why I was I was testing out the poison arrow, and the poison arrow works very well, you know. From the beginning of the playthrough, I said, hey, my style is more dexterity, shield, and arrow, and a little bit of pyromancy here and there, fire. So I stuck to that, you know. That's how I usually play the game, and you can see that later on in the episode. Not this late episode, I should say later on the playthrough. I'm doing more and more different thing. I'm using different weapon. I'm using different shield, different armor. Because at the moment you're only seeing me wearing, you know, my samurai armor, my brass shield, which give me the highest guard protection. It's a great shield, that one. It also looked nice as well with the gold, you know, well, brass. And the katana is just really good, you know. It's definitely like an aim game weapon. So where I'm at the moment is on the western side of Limgrave, very close to the castle Monroe. So I opened one of those chests again, and it got me into Lendale, the royal capital. This is definitely a later game area. This is like part 3 of Elden Ring storyline wise. So yeah, so knowing that I'm just very far away, once again, luckily I get a Sight of Grace. I only just recently got to Lendale and started exploring, and actually unlocked the lift to come back to here. So yeah, level 33 in this area, no, definitely not. So I started to improve my health, improve my HP a lot more. Yeah, so similar to last episode when I trying to, you know, at the Beastal Sanctum, when I did the little one hit on the gargoyles, that's the name, and I did so little damage. I just ran the hell back to the Sight of Grace inside the Sanctum. So it's a similar situation. I hit a few times on that giant and did basically no damage. Then I know that this is not the area for me. Not like this one though. Look at that. You know, free swing, kill all of them. And it's important in Elden Ring to find yourself a church, because especially early game, because all these churches will have some sacred tears, or maybe nearby will have golden seed, or maybe you'll have the wondrous psychic tears, so it can buff you or whatever. So all these churches at the early game is definitely very good, very welcome, and just right next to the church, doing some cleanup for the skeleton coming back up from the graves. So the game is already offering a lot. No wonders people who did the network test were saying, oh wow, there's so much things to do in Limgrave, and they were wondering how big the map is, because when they originally shared the whole map to us on Twitter or whatever, to be honest, I was like, this looks a bit small, doesn't it? Because obviously when you see the whole map, it doesn't scale anything. It doesn't tell you how many square foot or how many this, how many that. So just me looking at it, I'm just like, that looks small. It looks pretty basic. But obviously I'm not a map designer or anything like that. Me just an idiot gamer playing video games. Just thought, that looks a bit small, but hell nah. The whole entire Limgrave probably took me like upwards of 15 hours to explore all of it, and I think I am still missing quite a lot. And this is one of the stonework key. Well, you don't need to use stonework keys. Some of them will, some of them doesn't. So this is the Weeping Evergore. So this will basically transfer you into another reality, and you fight a boss in like a little arena thing around that circle, around that Evergore. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome actually. I will get to that in the later in the video. But like I said, if there's a church, I like churches. I like to get sacred tears and all the valuable stuff from the churches. So it's a pretty cool enemy as well. Like these headless soldier doesn't give me a lot of ruins. But yeah, so the fourth church of Maraka. So this is where you can also summon Malina to kind of have a chat with her, and she'll give you a little bit of lore about the Maraka, and also like the churches, Lendale. And this is just a short little section slippage of me just panning the camera. Like I mentioned before earlier in the video, panning around the camera, seeing the whole thing. It just like absorbing the environment, panning the camera around to see where I'm going, where the point of interest are. It's just so good, this game. It's just the exploration type of thing is like, wow, it's wow. They've done the elevation right. They've done, because a different depth of like the environment that you can see, and yeah, it's just fantastic. I think one thing is missing is water. I think there are puddles. Obviously there are puddles and there's pond and stuff like that, but there's never really too much water to stop you. If you go into the sea, obviously you just die because your character can't swim. But I hope that in the next episode, the next game that they make will include a little bit of swimming, because they did that in Sekiro, and I think that was interesting. I personally don't really like underwater levels, but what I experienced in Horizon Forbidden West is just, it stuck to my mind to be the best underwater level games. So yeah, so I'm open to seeing more development on that end for From Software. So I just bought one of the most important items, and that is the lantern. The lantern is really important. It's a throwback from Bloodborne actually. You can attach it to your waist, and you don't need a torch on your left hand, because some of the caves and area are very dark, so you don't necessarily want to always carry a torch because you're losing one of your hand. So the lantern, even though it it's not as light, it's not as bright as the torch, but it is sufficient enough to see things around you. And that's another thing that I really like, is the lighting illuminating the room, and it's just such a different. There you go. I used the lantern. I put it on the pouch, on the quick slot, and yeah, now I can see. Now I can see. So this is a tombstone near Limgrave. I ended up using this one quite a lot, I believe. It's a good kind of site of grace location for the western side of the map. So going into the cave, not knowing anything, and all I see is a pool of green water. So I know there's definitely going to be poison. And I will say my samurai armor is okay in terms of physical protection. It's just okay. It's average, but the resistance on poisons and rots is actually really good. All the resistance stuff is actually really good. So whether or not it's for curse, poison, rots, and some other stuff as well in the game, the resistance of this armor is pretty average, which is good, because a lot of the time these armor that have a lot better physical defense, but it will give you less resistance. And even sometimes armor like this with average physical defense, it will give you a little bit less resistance. So this one is definitely a very all-rounded armor. The armor set, the whole set. But like I said earlier, you will see me wearing different stuff for different occasion. What boss I'm fighting, what cave I'm getting. You know, this is still, I know we like 5 episodes in. It's still early game, you know, still early game, still exploring a lot of different stuff. So these little goop enemy, they have very high physical defense. Luckily they do get bleed quite quickly, but their weakness is fire. So if I throw a firebomb at them, it will hurt them a lot, basically. And this is something that I should have done. I should have crafted a couple more firebomb, because I know I can craft them, but I just needed to be a little bit more mindful. It's not about just slashing. It's also about using consumable projectiles, different projectiles. Obviously I got the bow and arrow. So poison swamp, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. But this is also my first ever poison swamp. Miyazaki, the producer, the creator, the director, you know, he loves his poison swamp, because you need to be mindful of your health at all time, and you need to be. You can't roll. You know, if you try to roll, it will slow down your movement, your momentum. I think these ones is okay. These one is not as deep. There are deeper pool that will stop, basically hinder your movement, so you can only like jog or even just slow walk onto the swamp. And that was one of the things that pissed a lot of people off in Dark Souls 3, because every time you get to a poison swamp, or just a swamp area, or with with water, not poison but just water, your movement all of a sudden became very slow. So yeah, Oh, that was an issue in Dark Souls 1 as well, where there is a specific ring for it. Rusted Iron Ring. Rusted Iron Ring is the ring that you should get very early on because it helps you roll and move freely around this swamp and pool area. I think Dark Souls 3 is fine. You can jog, but you can't run or you can't roll. But you can kind of jog, and that's still better than nothing. But in Dark Souls 1 is where you can only walk. You can't roll. When you roll, you do a fat roll. And when you do a fat roll in Dark Souls 1, it takes 30 seconds for you to get back on your feet. So yeah. So this is the first boss, I remember. I don't know, I think this is the only boss. So trying out my little skeleton, see how good they are, and they are god awful because they dead already. They are no match to the wolves, man. I love the wolves. So these flowers that we have beaten them before, I'm doing very good damage. It doesn't bleed though, these flowers. I'm trying, you know, because the amount of time that I have hit it should have bled already, but it never did. Very easy area to get a talisman that will increase your maximum stamina. Yeah, so that one was easy. That one was very easy. So you can see the cracked pot that I just scrolled down for. Those are the pot that I can create firebomb with. So I can create 3 maximum firebomb, and you can get more of those cracked pots around Limgrave or around Elden Ring, and you can increase the amount available to you. So it's at night. It's a late night, and I was just here going to see the merchant, and I saw this knight. You know, I saw this knight and I thought, okay, let's have a go, without knowing that it's actually a boss. But now that I know it's a boss, I was excited because it's one of those, you know, similar to the Tree Sentinel. It's like a horseback battle, you know, horseback charging to each other, jousting to each other. That's what I really like about the gameplay difference of Elden Ring. We see a different variety of gameplay evolution, let's just say, differences between the From Software games. From Dark Souls 1 to Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and obviously Sekiro being the most different out of all the From Software games before it. And I just love the added gameplay of not only the jump button, but also the ability to fight on your horse. Your horse is more than just a traversal partner. It's more of a it's your companion when you go to war with it, when you find secret with it, because the ability to double jump is immense. And that one I'll just jump into his shoulder bash basically. Yeah, so round 1 wasn't very successful. Wasn't very successful at all. So I spawned back and I couldn't see it. I spawned back, run back and get my grace, my ruins. I couldn't see it again. And I realized that, oh yeah, it does say was it Nice Strike Cavalry or whatever. So I'm just like, where the hell is he? And now I'm just like, oh yeah, maybe I need to like wait into nighttime and then he'll pop up again. But I mean, overall it's been fun figuring out all these bosses, and now I realize is that, okay, boss will appear at different time of day. I was like, Jesus, how many bosses have I missed where I went into an area and that is not the right time? How many areas do I need to go to at a different time and place to unlock a certain secret, unlock certain rooms or whatever? So yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, this game is amazing. Like it just offers so much. And like I said at the beginning, when I was playing episode 2, episode 3, when I was struggling so much in Stormveil Castle, struggling so much just exploring around the places, and just seems like I'm dying to everyone, I wasn't enjoying the game, and it just makes me so happy that I found that groove again. You know, I managed to find my groove. I know I would, you know, because I play all the Dark Souls and Sekiro and Bloodborne games. I play all the games from From Software, and I enjoy every single one of them, and I'm good with every single one of them. So I just know that it's a matter of time for me to get that groove in Elden Ring, because it hits slightly different. The enemy aggression is different to Dark Souls 3, because Dark Souls 3 is a little bit more aggressive than the original 1 and 2. But the aggression wise is a little bit less than Bloodborne, I would say. Because Bloodborne is, the enemy is very aggressive, and you have no shield, you only got a gun. So all you can do is to roll around, and you start timing your rolling a lot better. Yeah, it's just the evolution to see the improvement of From Software game is just brilliant. So find ourselves another cave, another dungeon to look at. So all of these dungeons, like I said, looks very similar at the start, but they will get a little bit different towards different episode that I played. In different episodes, that's what I'm trying to say. Another cave, another dungeon. I saw that guy straight away, so the note did help. That's another wonderful thing about the notes. People leaving notes and you like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it's great. It's part of the immersion. I haven't got invaded yet. I don't know if it's because I need to turn on like something. But yeah, or maybe you need to be active to online play. I don't know. So for whatever reason, I haven't been invaded by any players just yet. And I haven't seen a lot of summon sign from a lot of other players as well. That's one thing that was really weird, because I think I need to consume one of the items so then I can see the sign, the summon sign and the invasion sign, and potentially I could get invaded. But I had it once and tried to get someone to help me fight a boss, but I waited for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, it wasn't 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You know, it's a game that sold 20 millions apparently, so I was expecting that a lot of people would put on summon sign, but there wasn't any. So I don't know what I've done. Maybe I set up a password, multiplayer password or whatever, so then I'm not like in the general public server. I'm in like a password protected server, so that's why I never got invaded or whatever. I guess for this playthrough, for my first playthrough, I'm happy with no invasion, because, well, although it's fun, it can be annoying though, because you're trying to progress to an area, you're trying to find the site of grace, you panic, running around trying to find site of grace, and then you just don't want someone to invade you because you can't reset basically, and that can be annoying. Ah, yeah, this little trap. So yeah, I spent ages standing around just like, okay, how do I progress now? Running around the cave a couple times, and I'm just like, what the hell do I do now? And that's the beautiful thing of messages. Try down. So I went back to the basically the entrance of this room, and they were just saying, okay, one of them saying try down, but I don't know if it's talking porkies. But I look down, I'm just like, okay, there are messages in there, so definitely I won't die basically. if I do fall down. So that's the beautiful thing of the messages. The messages got me through a lot of the game. Give me a lot of pointers, gave me a lot of tips. It's great. I love it. And I'll be sad to for these messages to go away. I think it's 50-50. 50% of these messages will be like, oh, try hit the wall, try to troll you. A lot of them are. I wouldn't say 50%, like 70% of the messages try to troll you. But if the messages are near walls and stuff like that, you just know that they try to troll you. But 30% of the other messages are helpful, you know, they are helpful. They're like, you know, giving you pointers, oh, try down, or try jumping, this and that. So it's brilliant working in as a community to help people. And wow, some of us troll. There's no perfect community, is there? There's always going to be someone who think they're funny and be like, ha, try hit the wall. You know what? Oftentimes they got me good. Oftentimes they got me good. I ain't gonna, you know, I'm gonna confess, you know. Sometimes I just like try this wall and I'm just like, this wall does look suspicious, and oh, done me. So going through the cave, found a lever. I can unlock the boss room now, and it just give me. No, it doesn't give me. It is basically the same vibe as the Chalice dungeon in Bloodborne. Well, with an aesthetic change, but even each dungeon is very similar. So since I have, since the boss room is right in front of the Site of Grace, it is not like this in every dungeon. It 100% does not look like this in every single dungeon. It's only on these early ones in Limgrave that the boss room is right in front of the Site of Grace. Some of them required you with a little bit of boss running, but what they will do is, for those ones, they tend to have the stake of Maraca outside the boss room, so when you die, you can spawn in the Maraca. But it just means that you can't change your flask. You can't allocate them. If you do, you have to go back. So this Herb Tree Burial Watchdog, I thought this boss was shit. I was doing really good damage. I got a little bit cocky, got a little bit impatient. My skeleton is god awful. So there are these little goblin thing that's also helping the boss. So there are 4 goblins. My skeleton is awful. So my skeleton is the most awful thing ever. So tick 2. I know that I need to get my wolf instead of a skeleton. I given up on the skeleton now. The skeleton is toss. So what I'm trying to do, I was trying to get rid of all these goblin with not many success, because I missed every single swing that I swung at them. So I died. I didn't even drink. I don't know why I didn't drink, but I died. But I lost my souls there. Now there was about a few thousand soul ruins that I lost. But this is where I play the most free, I would say, because I lost all my runes. That's a bullshit attack, the triple jump or quadruple jump. I lost all my runes, so that I don't need to worry about running to the ruins and grab all my runes and worry about losing them and not being able to level up, do a lot of farming. Since I lost them, I can just go, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna be as aggressive as I want. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. Just trying to get rid of the goblin. Definitely get rid of all the goblin. You need to, because they can just sneak up to you, doing throwing knife and shit like that. So it's a good strategy to kill them all. Doing the little guard counter. So my wolves is done its duty, because I got rid of all the goblin, and so it's just manual, me and the watchdog. And I'm not gonna lie, I underestimated him. I thought this is gonna be a trash boss. Yeah, I just thought this is an easy boss. You know, I got rid of all his little helper. Yeah, this boss actually wrecked me. So yeah, it just tells you not to underestimate any of the boss. They can wreck you in their own way, and they can wreck you quick. And if you don't be patient, like all the bosses on all the fights, you can get wrecked. Doesn't matter if it's a cheese boss. Doesn't matter if it's a rubbish boss that you should have beat in level 1. If you're not patient, if you rush things through, if you just don't do the usual things of guarding, spinning around, you're gonna get killed either way. And that's the beauty of From Software games, is you're not careful, you die. So as you can see on the map, I'm still exploring the southern part of Limgrave, and this is where I stormed the castle. Another castle, ladies and gents. This is the Castle Moor, or Castle Monroe. Monroe Castle, I'm pretty sure. Either, I can't remember if it have an N in it or not, but either Castle Moor or Castle Monroe. So yeah, this is guarded by a giant who is shooting massive great arrow at us, and I'm doing a fabulous job of using all the using all these buildings as a shield. And then I decided to stupidly run at him, and that wasn't great. Luckily, Torrent took majority of the damage. And this is where you hit the legs, and then with enough hit, it will fall over. So, but I actually already done very good damage. So this is, you know, this is the journey of me preparing for Godrick, right? And I already improved my flask 3 times. No, I improved my flask 3 times, I believe. Well, definitely 3 times using the sacred tier to improve the potency. But I think I increased the number of my flasks twice. So already, health-wise, I have improved my maximum health because I have improved my characters, so then I do more damage, dexterity, I have more health, more stamina, so on and so forth. I have improved my katana to, when I eventually fight Godrick, it will be +5, I believe. So that is 3 more level when I first tried on Godrick. Because at the beginning I tried it on with +2, and I was level 20, I think. So yeah, it's definitely doable. You know, I'm starting to hear all these speed runners can do it, can defeat the game, beat the game in 9 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it is. I don't watch those videos because I'm just think like, you know, it as impressive as it is, I'm just like, yeah, so I'll rather take it slow and enjoy the game. But you know, they're enjoying it in a different way. You know, I do like the speedrunning community, especially on the classic Resident Evil games. I used to do a few of them actually. speed running, try to watch a speed runner and then try to mimic what he's done. Oh, he only pick up 3 acid round because that's all he needs, and you know, he dodging zombies left and right. I used to do that, you know. I think my best was I completed the original Resident Evil like 48 minutes using Jill. Was it Jill or Chris? I can't remember, but I thought that was impressive. And I think I remember finishing Resident Evil 3 in like the classic one in like 42 minutes. Maybe that's quite long. But yeah, either way, speed running, I did have a go at it, but for From Software games, I think I enjoy fighting it and figuring out myself. Because I recently saw Jacksepticeye playing Bloodborne, and he's good. He's really good. He's really good. The way he plays just made me want to try it as well. You know, with the Hunter Spear. Yeah, I might eventually do a series on Bloodborne, because that's like my favorite game, From Software game. I think in terms of quality and everything else, Dark Souls 3 is above it, and obviously Elden Ring currently. I haven't finished the game yet, but I'm about 40-50 hours in. I think that's above, Elden Ring's above to become my favorite From Software game, because it was previously Dark Souls 3 and then Bloodborne. The reason I don't put Bloodborne over Dark Souls 3 is that Dark Souls 3 gameplay wise and everything else about the story, the bosses, was a lot more challenging, and it just feels like a lot more rewarding, and you can go through different build of on the character. You can do strength, you can do magic, you can do this, you can do that. And Bloodborne is a little bit restricted in that end, because there's only a few builds that you can do to be effective. Anything is possible. Any builds that you do in Bloodborne is possible, but it might not be as fun, and some of the items you get might be a little bit restricted on the build that you do. But Bloodborne will always be the game that I will play more than Dark Souls 3, or willing to play more than Dark Souls 3, because Bloodborne is, I don't know, I just really love that gothic vibe. You know, vampire, beasts, industrial setting, no shield, so it's all about attack, it's all about timing your attack and be aggressive. The story as well, the lore is very fascinating. It always have a close place in my heart, even though I place it a little bit below Dark Souls 3. You know, even though I place it below Dark Souls 3 in like a list, they're very close. They're very, very close. But Elden Ring blew them out of the water. Elden Ring blew them out of the water. If we do eventually get a Bloodborne remaster, which I would never say never, but it will be a while until we see a Bloodborne remaster. Because Bloodborne is exclusive to Sony, to PlayStation. Sony recently acquired Bluepoint Game. Well, it's not recently, that's like last year. So I think Bluepoint Game will eventually end up doing Bloodborne remaster, but I think we are a few years away from that. They might do a remake like they did with Demon Souls, because Demon Souls they say is a remake, but they haven't really changed a lot. They changed a few things, changed a bit of design, artistic wise, but they kept a lot of the things the same. But I just really hope Sony will upgrade or update the current Bloodborne. I don't care if it's 1080p. You know, just unlock the frame rate to 60, because the 30 frame per second at the moment is hurting my eyes, and that's the reason why I don't really play Bloodborne. I don't really want to go back to Bloodborne because of the 30 frame per second. It's just, yeah, it is some adjustment to do, you know, because I was playing Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Online with my friend Stu, and that game is 30 frames per second, and it took some adjusting, really. It did take some big adjustment for me to be like, for my eyes not to go dead, basically. Well, for my head not to get a headache. But anyway, yeah, that's me rambling about Bloodborne. Back to Elden Ring. Back to Elden Ring. Just going through the castle. Fighting all of these. I don't even know what they are. The flying enemies. Obviously, they're being sieged by those enemies. So that's why earlier you see the soldiers are fighting them. But one thing I don't understand, I guess they're trying to extend the immersion, is the AI and AI fight. They don't do like the attack, the damage that they do on you. They do like the damage they do on you, but then divide that by 10. So they do very little damage. So then they fight for a while, or at least they tend to. Just to keep that immersion for you to be like, oh, why is there fighting? Oh, they've been fighting for like 5 minutes, and then you turn around just like, oh, there they are, and then they'll be like, still got half the health point. So dropping down the castle, still running around, trying to get to the boss room, which is at the end of this castle. This is where I'll just, exploring, panning my camera everywhere and see what's up. Trying to find some good messages as well. So this is where I bought the, not bought, I crafted the fire pot that I mentioned earlier. Just trying to use them because I haven't got any fire element incarnation just yet, so I haven't got any pyromancy. So I thought, against those enemy, it will be good to have some fire element weapons with me, and that's what I did. And it's actually really good. That's why I went ahead, I used them, and then went ahead and crafted some more. So the pickled turtleneck, that will improve your stamina regeneration. I will eventually get a very, very good talisman on that. Because every time if it helps to regenerate your stamina, I will put that on straight away. It's not about the maximum stamina because I'm a dexterity build. I guess there's a trade-off, but the maximum stamina for a strength weapon could mean one more hit, or one less hit. And if your stamina is already quite small, I try to backstab this guy, but I don't think you can. Oh, there you go. But for strength weapon, you've probably got a high enough stamina bar to swing twice, for example, and then you put in an additional maximum stamina to give you the ability to swing 3 times, and that could defeat a lot of enemies, depending how strong the strength weapon is. So the regen is probably more important for a dexterity built player than it is to a strength built player. So talking about what I just got, Twin Blade Talisman. So this will improve the final combo of your attack of any weapon. I don't think it works on spear though, because spear you only do one attack. But anyway, this is proven to be a rubbish talisman, really, because it's only on the final attack that it enhances the damage. I was trying it on anyway because those talisman, you know, there are 2 talisman spot, and I haven't really got a really good one that I want to keep forever just yet. So I saw messages there and I just decided to jump down anyway, without any thoughts. Without any thoughts and prayers, I just jumped down. So that guy, I don't really need to kill him because I already got my maximum flask. I quickly drunk one, but no, I should have drunk first and then kill him, and then that would have been alright. So I got some golden sunflowers, craftable items. So there's a lot of things that you can craft in Elden Ring, and that's one thing that I really enjoy, and that's part of it why I should also try to use more of these consumables. And I know I crafted a lot of arrows, and I use a lot of the arrows, the bloodletting arrows, the poison arrows. I couldn't make any fire arrow, but you know, those arrows will help me along the way of my journey to become Elden Lord. So jumping into different beam, classic Dark Souls that is. Enjoy that very much. So all those rats. So the rats is probably more formidable than any bosses, man. Especially I got, if that rat in front of me that I targeted didn't jump back, I would have been chained to death, no doubt. Because all their attack, as you just saw, all their attack is stun. Like it just keeps stunning me. Every little headbutt that they do, they stunned me. When I got to that corner, I was just like, God damn it! You know, I thought I was gonna die, but luckily, I didn't die. Well, almost. But yeah, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. They do so much staggering damage. That's just unbelievable. So another Sigh of Grace, which is really good. Have a little rest. Sometimes you don't want to rest on the grace because you don't want the enemy to respawn. But I just thought, okay, this is the grace. I don't really need to go back to the same pathway that I needed to go. So that's why I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I can sit on it. So dealing with these big guys, the big lads. That was actually a really my stab attack was actually a really good timing there. Don't forget the overhead attack. So strong. My favorite attack ever. So going around this castle is pretty much the end deal now. And you know, I just saw that jellyfish and I thought, hey, why not? Let's see how hard they are to kill. Not very hard at all, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I said this before, I just love it whenever they go aggressive, they just turn red. And you can see that red glow reflection on the water. Oh, it's amazing, man. And this one knows that you've been killing their buddies and then all turn red. Oh, mate, it's good. It's good. So they don't give me a lot of runes at all. So this is where I'm just like, well, why am I killing them? So I decided to, ladies and gentlemen, at level, what am I now? 36 probably. I decided to do the tutorial area after getting this piece of very, very important talisman. Remember when I told you guys about stamina regeneration is precious for dexterity build? This is what I got, the green turtle talisman. So this talisman is fantastic. It's because it raises your stamina recovery speed by a pretty good margin. So every From Software game, Dark Souls game, there's a ring called Coloranthi ring, and you really want to pick up that ring like early game, because for me it always helps me. So I did say I'm gonna come back to this Evergore, and this is it. Came back to here, have a little go at him, see how hard he is, see what he's like. He's cool though. So I'm doing 97 damage. I'm doing 97 and then 90 damage, basically the slash. Just learning about the moveset, learning about what he got. You know, I was trying to show him about my slashes, trying to get him scared. He tried to get me scared as well, but that went through my head. So not 90 damage. Nah, okay damage. Not god awful. Try to backstab him, but you can't apparently. So yeah, so 2 swing, 180 damage, not bad. So this is the second form. With second form, you get a lot more aggressive, and some of his attack can do freeze damage as well. But yeah, really cool boss. I really like this boss. Oh, I'm about the right level as well. I would say, yeah, I'm about the right level on the boss as well. My weapon is doing okay damage. My health is okay. My stamina is okay. So yes, so this is a perfect perfect time to have a go at this boss. I think in Elden Ring is some, yeah, I ran into that one and got frostbitten. So frostbite will slow your stamina regeneration and make you move slower. I don't know, but frostbite in the Dark Souls 3, it will slow your stamina regeneration. But yeah, so he is 30 something plus level now. This would have been about 12 hours, 15 hours into the game. I came back to the tutorial area, ladies and gents. So at the beginning of the first episode, I thought when that guy said, hey, jump down to the cave, I thought he was having me on. The cave looked like death to me, so I did not jump down here. But obviously, like at the beginning of Elden Ring, a lot of people were discussing about the tutorial area, whether or not it should be easier to access, and it also tells you how to two hands, how to do this, how to do that. So yeah, remember my first episode that I struggled so much on like how to double hand my katana and ended up having to search Google for the answer? Well, if only I jump down the cave, I'll be alright. It's telling me how to guard, you know? So since this is a different, well, beginning area, which means the enemy will be absolute dog shit, I started playing around with different weapon. So the first one that I playing around on is the Claymore. So the Claymore is a good mix of strength and dexterity weapon. I got enough to use the Claymore. So for one of those that want to do a balanced strength and dexterity build, the Claymore is actually a pretty good one because it's scaled on both weapon. So this is where I use the whip. So the whip is a dexterity weapon. You don't pick up a lot of dexterity weapon in Elden Ring. a lot of them is either magical or they are strength related. Even the ones that scale with dexterity will be like a magic, so I can't wield it and it's magic related because I'm not doing a magic build. So magic need intelligence. Some of them need faith as well, but yeah. So the special attack on the whip is to kick your opponent. So it's teaching you all kinds, teaching you how to crouch, how to do this, how to do that. I was trying to backstab him to see what the backstab is like, but failed miserably. But yeah, I did enjoy the whip actually. But yeah, it is silly of me. It is silly of me to miss the tutorial area, but it's just one of those like, oh, I don't want to drop down to a cave that will be like, you know, I just thought somehow, some way that Form Software is trolling us and just like, oh, jump down this hole, it'll be fine, and it won't be fine. So yeah, it tells me about the stakes of Maraca, what is it used for. Yeah, it was good information. If only I came down here at the start of the game. The Soldier of Godrick. Yeah, this is this shouldn't be a boss. Well, this boss shouldn't be any problem. You know what they should have done though? The first tutorial boss, they should have done the knight. You know, the knight with a massive shield and either the spear or the greatsword. They should have done that one instead of just a basic soldier. I know they're trying to, you know, make it easier for players. But I don't like it. It should have been those knights, you know, with a maybe a little bit high. Yeah, no, I feel like, because it's like a graduation thing, isn't it? And tutorial. That's how I see it. And that Soldier of Godrick was just so trash that it's not even a warm up for the players, for the beginners players. And it's definitely not a warm-up for a seasoned veteran like me. I did take my time to get used to the game, but yeah, that Soldier of Godrick, even at the beginning, it wouldn't make me sweat. So using this the stone sword key to unlock this little passage. So stone sword key often give you unlocks for valuable items or bosses or different arena. So this time it is a dungeon that it unlocks, and at the end of this dungeons there will be a boss. And yeah, there are traps. There is these bullshit traps, and they throw you all these little items on the floor, so then you like take your time to pick it up because you have a pickup animation of the item, and you get caught, and then you basically get killed by that little spinny thing. Not fun at all. I didn't even realize there was a dude right next to me, to be honest. But yeah, so this is like, this is just me being ignorant, really. You see how it just turned and it just roll through. I just, for some reason, I wasn't expecting it to do that, and I kind of want to test it. So this is like my first 3 goes, I guess. So I strip naked so then I run faster. It worked back in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. You run quicker with less weight. But in this game, I don't think it really made that much of a difference. So, died a couple stupid time. Another stupid time. So, So I was in this area dodging those flipping thing for the last 30 minutes. It annoys me. And also this poison swamp at the beginning as well, that annoys me too. Because I haven't got any item to consume to get rid of the poison. And it's not like there are no enemy. There are a few enemy around this this area as well. So then you need to be mindful of them, mindful for your health, mindful for your poison, so then it doesn't go too low. And I ended up like having a good idea of how to not get killed by that little spinny thing. And the trick is to jump. Like just jump. Especially when you are at this little downslope, it's so good to just jump into the save area. And also, if you do jump down to the slope, the spinny thing will take a bit of time to catch you up. Because the spinny thing will be like, okay, he's now in that area, let me go to that, let me go to that. So there's like different stages for that spinny thing to get to you. So the quicker that you move, the better, the safer you will be, basically. And all of these soldiers are bloody annoying as well. Number one, they don't give you a lot of souls, only 39, but they can be a bit of a bastard to kill. So now the spinny thing caught up to me. So what I should have done is I should have moved quickly, but I wasn't sure. You know, I wasn't sure. This is the first time I got to here. I wasn't sure what's under there, what's below there. I wasn't sure how quickly the spinny thing is gonna catch up to me. So yeah. It looks like there's a knight riding that spinny thing, but it's just a statue, so it's not an actual person that does it. So you can see that the jumping really covers a lot of ground, because obviously you're on a downslope. It's a lot quicker than just running. So this is where I just, you know, be patient. Perhaps being too patient, that letting the spinny thing caught up to me, but you know, you're learning about the game. You're learning about the game, learning about different thing about the game. So yeah, got to the boss room. Everyone just like seek God, try fire, you know, and all that stuff. So what can I do but to challenge the boss? You know, put on my best gear and challenge the damn boss. I have picked up armor along the way, but a lot of them are kind of put into the box. I tend not to sell any of my armor unless they are like duplicates. And yeah, so we're saying that, okay, fire, try fire. Okay, let me put on the fire grease. So this is the first time that I use fire element, or any element, added element, into my sword. So not bad damage, 128, but it's moving very erratically, and I was just like, oh god, it's moving very erratic. I can't really gauge this enemy, especially in this very tight boss room. It's tight, it's long, but it's tight boss room. So in that kind of whipping attack, you're not gonna be able to roll or defend quite well. This is why I'm just like, what I should have done is not to lock on, because I think the lock on really did me dirty there. So yeah, I got no flask left. So all I can do is to try the attack, and you can see how erratic that is moving. It's kind of, it's spinning one way and then twirling the other way, and then whenever I get to one place, I just couldn't. I didn't have time when I'm trying to like get to where he just twirled into. I try to go in, one hit attack, nah, he's already gone. So it's very erratic, his move. So I was trying to poison. I was trying poison to see if I can poison him, because I know that, okay, I do a fair good amount of damage, but he also have a long health bar. So in this kind of instance, I'm thinking, maybe my characters is just slightly too weak for this boss. So, but at the end, I gave it a little bit more of a good go, and you guys can enjoy this. And this is pretty much the end of the episode, ending up on a sour note of being defeated by the boss. This is like the whole Tree Sentinel over again, isn't it? Like, Tree Sentinel is always going to be my nemesis, and this is one of them that will that I will need to leave and come back for a little bit later. But this is the second part of preparing for Godrick. In the next episode, we'll take on Godrick, and you will see me in live commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the like button and put a smile on my face. Subscribe to my channel for more Elden Ring and any of the games that I play. Stay safe out there, keep calm, and video game. Peace.